Previously on Divorce Court.
My husband and I, we met in college. I was at his house all the time, and so we dated for about a year.
We were not in an official relationship.
Okay.
I was focusing on my studies.
Got it.
I was focusing on school.
He likes to take pictures with girls. So I'm like, okay. He came to the door, and I had my phone in his face, like, who is this? What is this? And he was like, well, it's not like we're married.
How in the ham sandwich did y'all get back together?
We rekindled, and we were trying to figure things out.
At that point, we were in a relationship.
In her eyes, it was different. I was trying to figure some things out, Your Honor.
So you were seeing other people, is that fair to say?
Yes, I was seeing
You
other
were
people.
seeing other.
You thought you were in a relationship.
We were.
And at some point, Mr. Hall, you did too, because you asked her to be your wife.
There was someone from my past, she popped up with a child. This occurred a couple months before we got married.
Had I known about that before we got married, we probably wouldn't even be here.
Were you living with now Mrs. Hall at that time?
No, not at that time.
You were not living together.
No, not at that time.
So
Oh,
take
God.
me through what happens. How do you then turn around and go back to Mrs. Hall and not tell her what happened?
I have no DNA test. I don't know. Anybody can come and say a baby's yours.
You see that?
Right, that's
I've hooked
correct.
up with other women in my past. Anybody can come say
so-
that. So
again.
not saying we were together because we were not together for years. So any woman can show up with a 5-year-old say that baby's
That's
mine.
correct.
Until I have proof,
How could you
I don't
propose
know
to
that.
me
But-
knowing that you had a potential baby and not tell me?
It was random.
You already
that would be
knew
a
how I
lot to
felt
have
about
told
that.
you and not knowing it to be true.
You already knew.
That was a whole lot to have told someone, hey, I might be having a baby,
See?
I might not. Well, have you taken a paternity test? No. She just showed up, we had lunch, said the baby's mine.
But wouldn't you, but I want to be real clear about this, but Mr. Hall, before I jumped in to a permanent relationship with somebody, I'd want to know if I have a whole family over here. So as a young man, wouldn't you want to know, okay, I'm going to have to start to look at what the future is going to look like, because if this baby is mine, then I'm gonna need to set up for child support. I need to make sure that my potential mate is okay with the baby, because the baby's going to be in my life, or I'm not gonna be that kind of father. Those are real conversations.
Exactly.
Agreed.
Yeah, so I would imagine that it might be woo for you. It's interesting that you then turned around and asked this woman to marry you, when I think I would probably have backed off from any relationship until I could figure out what the heck I was gonna do, because my life could have potentially changed.
Exactly.
And it may have been painful, but I would have rolled up and said, Tashawna, I can't really get into what's going on right now, but trust me on this. I'm dealing with some stuff that I think I need to resolve before I finalize what's going on with us. Because the last thing I want to do is put you in a trick bag that I can't even handle myself.
Exactly. You proposed, we got married, and then I find out you have a baby?
How quickly did that all happen?
Well, Your Honor, December 2021, we got engaged. So I run into spa day. It's like, okay, I really want to do a spa day. So Mr. Hall gave me a little spa day. I went, it was really nice. And then at the end of the spa day, we went out to eat, and then he proposed. So I said, okay, Mr. Hall has changed. He's mature. We can go ahead and do this. And then, Your Honor, the following month, January 6th, we got married.
Wow, y'all didn't wait any time.
But
You
Your Honor,
didn't
we
wanna-
already knew each other. We'd known each other since college.
But Mr. Hall, had you gotten the DNA test at that point?
Not at that point.
So I'm thinking, if you asked her to be your wife towards the end of December, around Christmas time, you found out about the potential baby sometime around Halloween. And then sometime in January, you got married.
Exactly, Your Honor.
Why didn't you get a DNA test between October and January, sir?
Life was moving, we had a lot going on. I just didn't get one.
But you knew you had a baby coming.
I didn't know I had a baby. I didn't know whose baby it was. It was my first time happening.
Potential baby.
It was my first time. It was my first time being in this situation. You hear about all the time women trying to put babies on men that aren't theirs.
Your Honor, Your Honor, he's lying. That is what he does. He lies. You lied just like you were lying before, and he wouldn't even give me the courtesy to let me know before we got married, Your Honor. Can I tell you, Can I tell you how I found out about the baby?
Yeah.
We're hanging out, we're home, and then his phone rings. So I've looked at Mr. Hall's phone before. He's looked at mine, like, no problem, Your
You're
Honor.
married now, okay.
Exactly. Exactly. We're married now. And then I look at his phone and I see DNA results coming soon and a picture of a baby. So I was like, baby?
What you talking about, Scooby?
So I grab the phone, Your Honor, and I run to the bathroom and I put the phone, I open the shower door like, what is this? And he looked like, hold on, it might not be mine. Exactly, Your Honor. He always has some kind of story. He's always trying to get out of something, Your Honor.
Oh, man.
So I had the phone up like, okay, look at the baby. Who is this? Your Honor, again, had I known this, I wouldn't even have got married to Mr. Hall. I thought he changed. Your Honor.
Mr. Hall, you let her find out?
I didn't let her do anything. She went through her phone on my own. I didn't say, here's my phone, go through it. I didn't let her do anything.
you knew
He
it was
went out of town
coming, so
before.
did
I
you?
knew, but I wasn't sure.
But Mrs. Hall, wait a second. DNA results coming soon. That means you submitted a blood test, a blood sample,
And
for
the-
them to get the DNA test, right?
Right?
When did you do that?
Well, I did that after we got married.
Your Honor. And then, Your Honor, to top it off, the baby mother is the same girl he cheated on me in college with.
Shut
The same girl, Your Honor.
the heck up. No, you didn't say that.
The same girl, Your Honor.
Baby, that does it to me. Okay.
So-
baby girl, I don't need to wrap this up. I don't need to tell y'all nothing. You need to run. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Run. Boy, ooh, they don't need to tell me anything else. Robert, it was the same girl. Lord have mercy. Sometimes you even shock the judge. Mrs. Hall, when did you find out it was the same young woman?
When Mr. Hall finally admitted to everything,
Your Honor, when you know somebody, it's kind of easy just to, hey, how you been doing? Everything good? What's going on? I'm doing
And then
this
your
and that.
penis just chops out your pants, and then you just jump in the bed.
Not in the first 5 minutes.
Your Honor, then I found out I'm expecting.
You know what? I'm sorry. I needed a minute. Robert, can you please?
Sure.
Thank you. Apologies. Sometimes you even shock the judge. Mrs. Hall, when did you find out it was the same young woman?
Your Honor, when Mr. Hall finally admitted to everything, that's when I found out it was the same woman. Had I known this, I would never have married Mr. Hall, let alone dated him again. I thought he was different. So, Your Honor, after that, I found out whatever, I left, because I said, I'm not staying here, I'm not dealing with this. And so when I went home, back to where I now live, I went to the doctor, because clearly Mr. Hall is out here, and I have no idea what Mr. Hall is doing these days. And I went for a checkup, and then, Your Honor, then I found out I'm expecting. So now we're expecting a baby, we're pregnant, and I'm just ready to sign these divorce papers, Your Honor, because this is ridiculous. Had I known this, now we're gonna have a kid around the same, Mr. Hall's gonna have a child around the same age. I can't.
You're going to have two children in the same grade.
I can take them to school together at the same time.
Come on, see, Your Honor.
Your Honor, look, once again, it was a
thought
random
I
thing
knew
I
Mr.
didn't
Hall.
know.
I
It
thought I
was
knew
a
you.
random thing.
It was a random thing
So wait a
with the-
minute, Mr. Hall, I'm sorry.
How
I'm
was it
back
random?
because I need to understand how you said to me it was a one-night stand.
One night.
But you led me to believe that this was a random hoochie on the street, or at least somebody you were just hit and quit it
Same
with.
girl, Your Honor.
But the same young woman that you had dated 10 years earlier, that clearly you maintained a relationship with over the 10 years so that you could make a baby with her?
I didn't maintain a relationship over the 10 years. That's not what happened.
So
Honor,
did
he
she
was
just
lying
pop
again.
that?
We were at a party, we hung out, we ended up hooking up that night. That was it. Didn't speak to her after that.
You
Wasn't
are
speaking to her
lying.
before.
Stop lying. Can you
I
tell the
wasn't
truth
talking
for
to her.
once, please?
It was, like I said, it was
Please?
random.
Mr. Hall, am I really supposed to believe, more than the heck with me, But is it really coming out your mouth that we're going to believe that 10 years prior, you were, quote, dating this young woman? Am I supposed to believe you were not in any way connected to this woman over those 10 years?
Yes.
You never had any relationship with her over the course of those 10 years?
No, I did not.
She was not one of those people that you were trying to work things out with.
No, she was not.
Yeah.
So you just happened, she just...
Because I already knew her. That's why it wasn't somebody I just met.
Just like you knew me, right?
I already knew her.
That's his MO. That's his MO, Your Honor. You go with the same girl,
possess you?
Same girl that he took a picture with. That's his MO, Your Honor. It's a pattern. It is a pattern.
Same girl?
And I am ready to go.
Really?
I am ready to go.
Your Honor, when you know somebody, it's not easy. It's kind of easy just to, hey, how you been doing? Everything good? What's going on? I'm doing this
and then your
and
penis
that.
just jumps out your pants, and then you just jump into bed.
Not in the first 5 minutes, but you talk for a little while.
But don't you know that you have somebody that you are committed to?
We were dating, and we weren't married at that time.
I am done, Your Honor. Please. I just want a divorce.
And Mr. Hall, you do understand she has that choice.
She does, Your Honor, but I really love my wife. We've been together over 10 years. I've made mistakes. I'm trying to work on myself. I'm trying to change.
But Mr. Hall, do you know you married under fraudulent circumstances? If you'd like your case to be heard on Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Missed a show? Watch full episodes on our streaming platforms and follow us on social media for exclusive content. So here's my question, because we're gonna be very practical here. You know all that stuff that we talked about earlier? The things that you had to think about should that child turn out to be yours? Well, guess what? All of that stuff is really getting ready to happen.
Right.
So you sincerely are going to have to deal with this child's mother. You know that, right?
Yes.
And, Your Honor,
that means you're going to have to deal with this child's mother.
Your Honor, I submitted the paperwork, the divorce. Listen, I am done. I am done, Your Honor. Please. I just want a divorce. I just want a divorce.
Are there divorce papers here, Robert? Can you please give them to me?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Hall, are you sure? Because you're about to now become a mother.
Your Honor, I thought he changed. Clearly, he's the same person. Clearly, he likes to repeat women. Your Honor, I'm done. I wanted this child. I wanted the baby. He didn't want to have kids before. Apparently, he didn't want to have kids because he already had one on the way. So you know what, Your Honor? I'm done. I want to sign these papers, and he can help raise our kid. He could be a good father. But I'm not going to deal with some other baby from some other woman. No, I'm not doing it, Your Honor. Please.
And Mr. Hall, you do understand she has that choice.
She does, Your Honor, but like you said, Your Honor, I've made some mistakes.
No, baby.
I'm trying.
I made mistakes.
I'm trying to save my marriage.
Your Honor,
I didn't say everything.
I didn't even tell our family yet.
I didn't even
tell our family yet that we're pregnant.
I'm not a perfect person. I'm not a perfect person.
How am I supposed to tell our family that we're having a baby and you have another baby?
We'll figure out a way to tell them. I mean, I could tell them.
Actually,
It'll be a way to tell them.
Your
Honor, look, I really love my wife. We've been together over 10 years. I've made mistakes. I'm trying to work on myself. I'm trying to change. It's not easy. I have a lot of other things going on in my life.
He is a liar.
She's been the beacon of light in my life.
I made one mistake. How many other babies do you have?
It takes one time to make a mistake.
How many other potential babies do you have?
Hopefully none. I don't know.
Exactly.
But Your Honor, I really want to keep my wife.
Exactly.
I really want this to work out. I just got a new job. I can take care of everything. I'm willing to go to therapy. I'm willing to do all these things.
But Mr. Hall, do you know you married under fraudulent circumstances?
I was not knowledgeable. I do not believe those were fraudulent. Please don't bring the papers, Your Honor. Please don't bring.
But I didn't bring. You understand? I didn't bring these. I didn't make them up. Mrs. Hall walked in.
Ms. Hall hasn't given me a chance to talk. This is the first time we're talking. We haven't had a conversation about anything.
Listen.
Ms. Hall is very short-tempered and she doesn't like to listen to anybody.
You are a liar, and you have potential. You might have other potential babies. I'm supposed to just take that? No.
Well, I guess we can just go take DNA tests with everybody I've been with for the last 10, 12 years. And then we'll know. Because that's the only way we're going to know.
You see, Your Honor?
But you know what? Here's the issue. I'm holding papers in my hand. Your wife came into this courtroom and said,
She
ma'am,
came to talk to you, not me. Because we haven't spoke. We haven't
Your
talked.
Honor, I can't even tell our family that we're having a child. This is my first child, Your Honor. This is my first child. Not Mr. Hall's, my first child. And I can't even share that with my family, Your Honor.
Mr. Hall, I never gave birth to a child. But in my marriage, I was blessed enough to get my son as a part of the marriage. My now husband told me the most important thing to him when we first started dating was that he had a little boy. And in my heart, that just made me love him even more. And I got to be a part of that little boy's life from the very beginning. And it's nothing that has made me more joyous. He's my first child also now, because he's mine. You know what you did? You took that joy away from her. She does not have the ability to give her husband his first child. She didn't have that ability. Some other woman did. And it's not just some other woman did. The woman that you had her heart broken about then. And I understand when you say she hasn't spoken to you and you just wanted an opportunity to talk. She hasn't spoken to you because, sir, she's having a hard time even looking at you. She is willing to take on the burden of being a single mother rather than bring the child into a toxic environment where she's never gonna be able to trust the baby's daddy. You really ready to do that?
I am, Your Honor. I wanted to have a baby. I wanted us to have a baby, Your Honor. But
Robert, Mr. Hall, this is not your choice. This is Mrs. Hall's choice. Mrs. Hall, the only thing that's not done on those papers is your signature. You want the papers?
please, Your Honor.
Will you hand the papers to her?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mrs. Hall, you sign those papers. I will serve them to your husband.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
What I want you to do is to put your big girl shoes on and get ready to raise the most fabulous child you can. And I really do hope, sincerely, that you find someone as loving and as kind as you are who will treat you with the love, respect, and dignity that you deserve.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I told you to run before, but this time, I'm gonna tell you to walk. Walk right into your new life. You deserve it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Hall, you've been served.
Robert, I don't think I've ever just left the bench.
I mean, I followed behind you, and I was like, wait a second.
I needed to get some resolution for her, but he still didn't get it.
I mean, you get hurt 10 years ago,
Wow.
and then full circle again.
And now you have to deal with a baby for a minimum of 18 years.
Right.
This girl's child is gonna be in the same grade and probably the same class.
Can you imagine parent-teachers night?
That ain't even right, Robert.
I'm sorry.
That's just not right.